So you or somebody that you know is thinking about starting a business. That's freaking awesome. My name is LukeTheWelder, and today I'm going to give you 8 tips that you should know when starting a business. Tip number 1, you need to pick a name for your business. If you don't have a name for your business, how is anybody going to find you, right? And when you pick your name, you want to make your name unique to everything around you, while at the same time making sure that your name reflects to your customers what it is that you do, if that's possible. This part is actually a very important part, because when choosing a name, you really want to choose a name that you might someday down the road be able to sell with your business. If you do name your business after your name, it's going to be pretty difficult down the road for you to sell your business, because somebody's buying your name and that might not be their name. So if you choose a business name, I would recommend that you choose something that is sellable later on, way down the road. Just be strategic in the way that you choose your name. It is pretty much one of the most important parts of your business, because that business name is going to represent who you are as your first impression to your potential customers. Once you have your name picked out, the next step is, first of all, double checking that your name is even available that you picked out. So the way that you're going to do this is you're going to find your state's registration. In Florida, there's a website called sunbiz.org. I don't know what it is for every state. Every state probably has one where you can do a name search for businesses. You want to search the name that you're thinking about getting, and if it is available, you need to register your business with the state. You also need to look into registering with your local county and local city. Some counties may require that you document and register your business along with your city. There are different zoning practices with every city and county. Yours is going to be probably unique to mine. And so those I cannot give you recommendations on, but my point is you need to register your business name with your state and potentially your local counties and cities. Once you've registered your business with the state and you get approved and you get your filing paperwork, you can now take that paperwork to your local bank and open up a business checking account and savings account. And that's the step number 3. I actually opened up 2 checking accounts and a savings account. The reason for this is because in my industry, I take deposits for things. So one of my bank accounts, I actually put deposit money into to keep that money separate from my operating expenses. Your main business checking account is going to be considered your operating expense account, okay? That's where all of your money flows into that account, and that's where it gets divvied out from there, okay? So open up a business checking account and a business savings at the very minimum. I did 2 business checkings, but your business might be different than mine. So definitely open up a business checking account. After you have your banking situation figured out, the next thing you need to do is hire a good accountant. I cannot stress this enough. Hiring the right accountant can make or break your business. And I can tell you this from personal experience. When I first started my business, it's a very long story. I hired the wrong accountant, okay? Hiring the wrong accountant can be absolutely detrimental to your life and your business. It can make your life an absolute living hell if you don't hire the right accountant. Hire a good accountant, preferably an accounting firm, not necessarily just a person working out of their house. You want to hire an accounting firm that has multiple people working for them, because when you have multiple people working for them, there's multiple people who can answer the phone, and there's multiple people who can do your taxes. Unless you're going into the tax industry as your business, you are not a tax consultant. So let the tax professionals handle your taxes so that you can focus on running the business that you are trying to start. After you have hired your accountant and set up your bank account and set up your business, you're now ready to conduct business, okay? So you need some way to collect payment for your business. You can use all kinds of different apps. There's Square, and there's QuickBooks, and the list goes on. QuickBooks is my personal favorite. Square is a good one as well. but there are multiple apps out there that help you accept payments from your customers. And with that, you are also able to track your sales. That's a pretty important part of running a business. You want to be able to track your sales month over month and be able to see where you are at financially. With QuickBooks, I am able to actually track my expenses as well. So as I spend money, QuickBooks tracks that in my banking. So I connected my QuickBooks, my banking to my QuickBooks, and among some other things. And that's a pretty important part of running a business. You want to know where your money's going and you want to be able to manage it. And apps like that can make that much simpler. Not everybody's going to want to pay you in cash. Not everybody's going to want to pay you in check. You have to give your customers options so that you can collect payment in whatever form that they offer to pay you in. Sweet. So now you can accept payments. Now you can start running your business. The next thing you're going to want to focus on is how to market yourself. You need to advertise to people so that people know that you're there. You need to basically tell the world, hey guys, I'm here, I'm running this business, I'm doing this business. If you'd like to purchase this item from me, or if you'd like me to provide you this service, here I am. You need to find some way to market yourself. And there are multiple ways to market yourself. Got listed on Google, and that's one of the most important things you can do if you have a physical location. Get listed on Google, because what's the first thing you do when you're looking for service? You go to Google and you type in mobile welder, and what's the first thing that pops up? The mobile welder near you, right? So you got to get your business listed on Google. I highly recommend that. No matter what, get listed on Google first. You can also do different types of advertising like social media. And don't be afraid to network and go out and actually knock on doors if you have to bring business in. Your next goal is to drive sales to your business. That's the goal, right? You want to be able to conduct business. So get your name out there. Okay, now your name is out there. So you're starting to get phone calls. You're starting to conduct business. Great, that's awesome. Now you need to learn how to manage your time wisely. There are tons of free things out there that can help you with this. And one of the most important things that I ever did and was afraid to do for some dumb reason, was just maybe overwhelming to me, the thought of doing it. But being on a schedule, it seems like overwhelming, but really you should know what your week is going to look like. You should be able to plan your time out accordingly. You should be able to schedule yourself out. So in my case, my wife and I started setting me up with a Google Calendar. It's free. Google Calendar is free. It doesn't cost you anything. And in order to start, setting yourself up with a calendar, what I started doing, instead of trying to predict at first what I was going to do, was I just started tracking my time. So I looked at 5 days a week in business, okay? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And I took those days and I basically broke them down mentally in my head and said, okay, I have 8 hours a day for each of those days that's available for work hours. And I divided that up and started inputting the jobs that I was doing. So let's say Monday, I had 3 jobs. So every day at the end of the day, it's Monday afternoon, it's Monday in the evening, and I've worked all day. Okay, what jobs did I do today, and how long did they take me? From what time to what time did I do this job? Okay, job number 2, what time to what time did I do this job? And I just started inputting and tracking what I was doing throughout my day. I started doing this every single day until about 3 weeks goes by, and I realized oh my gosh, now I can actually see how I'm managing my time for the last 3 weeks. And I start piecing together how long certain jobs would take me. And I could start figuring out, okay, this kind of repair took me this amount of hours. Okay, so now when I have customers coming in and they need a similar type of repair, I was actually able to physically see that, okay, the last time I did this, it took me 2 hours. So I was able to schedule that job for 2 hours, and I could kind of sort of predict what my time frame would be for certain types of jobs. Now, another tip on this would be give yourself extra time. Schedule yourself extra time. If you think a job's going to take you 2 hours, great. Schedule yourself for 3, because if you schedule yourself the extra time and it doesn't take you that extra time, awesome, you can move another job forward, right? Rather than scheduling yourself not enough time and then being overwhelmed when you have a packed day and you don't have enough time to complete all your jobs, and now you're pissed off, or the customer's pissed off that you're not finishing things in time. So schedule yourself extra time. That is a big lesson that I learned, and it can seriously help you. And over time, you will get way more efficient at managing your time. And it's free. It's free. You literally just have to go home every night and just track your time, and you will get better at it and better at it and better at it. And then you can start predicting your weeks in advance. You can start filling your days in advance. And when I'm the type of person, when I'm on a calendar and I have a nice schedule laid out, I'm a task-oriented person. I can go, okay, I got these 3 things I got to do today, and I'm going to bang them out. 1, 2, 3, get them done. Get them out of my way. And then if I get ahead, I can move other jobs forward, and you can be extremely efficient that way. And the more efficient you are, the more money you can make. The very last tip I'm going to leave you with in this video is this. Your competition is not necessarily your enemy. Some of them might be, but the majority of businesses actually encourage helping each other, okay? There is plenty of work to go around for everybody, okay? There are billions of people on this planet, and there are hundreds of millions of people in America alone. So there is plenty of work to go around. Don't be overprotective of your niche or your business, okay? There's plenty of work to go around, and you can actually utilize your competition in order to help you. I'll give you an example. There are some cases, I own a welding business, where I do not have a certain type of machinery or capability to accomplish a certain job, okay? So a customer walks in and says, hey, can you bend this sheet metal? I don't have a press brake, okay? So what I do is I've made and established a relationship with my competitors who do have a press brake. And I said to the customer, I said, listen, I understand you have a problem. I don't have the machinery, but this company right around the corner does. They have the machinery and they can solve your problem for you. It's a win-win for everybody. Maybe you didn't get the job because you didn't have the equipment. However, you just referred a customer to your competitor. So that customer is going to tell your competitor, hey, I was referred by, Luke over at Adrenaline Artworks. And, sometimes they do the same. They might be overwhelmed with work, and sometimes they will refer customers to you. So it can actually be advantageous. And not only that, they might have the tools that you need for a project that you might need help with. So instead of having a bad relationship with them, you definitely want to start off on the right foot, and you can refer work to each other. Your competition could be advantageous to you rather than being like, oh, well, he's my competitor, I don't like him. There's plenty of work to go around, okay? You guys are all working your businesses to help each other and grow. And businesses can definitely help each other. I am friends with so many business owners, and we talk, and I ask them questions, and I have learned so much from my business owner friends, even my competitors. I have done jobs for my competitors because they didn't have the time to do it for themselves, and they wanted to make money off my work, which is fine, and vice versa. Your competitors can bring you work as well. It's not just like he does the same stuff as I do, so screw him. It's not like that. It's more like you build relationships with everybody. Now, I say not everybody's going to be not your enemy. There are people out there who think like that, and they don't want to build relationships with you because some people are just in that mindset. So don't expect every business owner to be great friends with you. But for the most part, in my experience, I have had pretty much mostly good experiences with my competitors, and we have actually helped send business to each other. So it's a win-win for everybody. So do not be scared to reach out to your local competitors. You want to know your competition. Actually, that's advantageous to you. You want to know your competition. If you guys learned a whole bunch of stuff today, please make sure you like this video, comment your opinions or your questions to me, and I respond to everybody. So definitely leave a comment, hit the follow button for me. And as you can see, I'm putting in the sweat, man. I'm working here. So drop a like, drop a follow, and send this to anybody that might be willing to start a business. Or if you're thinking about starting a business, thank you so much for watching. I'm Luke the Welder. Check out some of my other content. You might like it. You might learn some more stuff. Thank you guys. Have a good one.